Don't you think like that? I will love you endlessly. If you only believe me.
Hey everybody, this is a stoic solo stream here today, just getting a replay cast for some Division D West action. Today we have a game from last week, Artemis against PSISTORM, Artemis being the number 1 seed in D West, PSISTORM being the number 3. Both of these teams are undefeated, 2-0, and so we're looking to have an exciting match on our hands to find out who will walk away here with the third win in a row, and who will be relegated to the second place in that spot. So, for map bans, we have Artemis. They banned out Dragonshire and Volskaya Foundry. And PSISTORM banned out Sky Temple and Braxis Holdout. Because this is a replay cast, I know that the first match is going to be on Battlefield of Eternity, but I don't know who picked it. We're not going to have draft for this, so we'll just talk about the comps when we get into the game. And with all that being said, we're going to jump right into the game here. To game number 1 of Artemis and PSISTORM, Division D West, NGS Season 9. Let's get started.
Prepare yourselves for battle, heroes. The battle begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the battle...
Embarrassingly just realized that I had not put on my microphone onto this game sounds page, so we'll quickly just re-go through those names. We'll get back into this cast. I apologize for that technical difficulty here. We have, for the blue team, Artemis, Deckard Kane, played by Seven, Ashken, played by Gul'dan, played by Ashken, Sonya, played by Evernight, Vala, played by Dark Horse, Johanna, played by Honestly, and for the red team, PSISTORM, we have Valera, playing Kael'thas, Xeno Ender, playing Greymane, Smoke, playing Artanis, Cyan on Muradin, and Anduin, played by Ron. Without further ado, game number 1 between PSISTORM and Artemis. Okay, to begin things, it looks like we have Artanis, we're going to the top lane early. Sonya, looking like she's sharking in the middle, maybe to find somebody out there. But we have both teams, for the most part, on the bottom here, looking to face off this bottom lane. Deckard Kane getting set up a little bit. Johanna looking for a little bit of a bush flare there. See if she can find anybody. Both teams at the start of this game just kind of hanging out. See a couple of sprays. And Johanna will step up to get a condemn and not find anybody. Big roof from Deckard Kane as Cyan Muradin gets a little bit low as he's able to hop on out of there. Up in the top lane, we have Artanis and Sonya duking it out. But down here, we have the blue team with a quick wave clear and getting a little bit of damage here on this wall to start this off. As these two teams wait for the waves to pull up, we have the Vala, who seems to be peeling off, heading towards the top, maybe, to see if she can help out Sonya get this Artanis. Xeno Ender here finding a lot of damage on this Johanna as she has to pop on her unstoppable Iron Skin. Deckard will probably be able to heal her quickly back up, though. We have a sneaky camp clear from Dark Horse at the top on this Vala. We'll have to see how that pans out for the team there. Other than that, we have Seven working on keeping his team healthy, as the red team notices that they probably have an opportunity here to take this bottom camp, get things started. Greymane getting to work early. Greymane was some of the best camp clear in the game. So now we have a 3v3 in the middle, as Sonya in the top lane will have lots of advantage with those three siegers pushing with her. Ooh, Root comes out, but just barely misses, as Greymane gets the bottom. So both teams now with a siege camp as we approach the 2-minute mark, and we'll see how this first Immortals phase goes. Good play by both teams, having a plan to get these siege camps. For now, we're just seeing a little bit of a clear. Sonya able to keep her siege camp healthy in the top there. With this about 2-minute, 15-second mark, we have the blue team with the early level 4, and both teams are going to probably be looking to take their bruiser camps before the beginning of this Immortal phase. We're seeing Dark Horse peel off to go do that. Dark Horse with the Monster Hunter, the Q build Vala here to be able for that quick Immortal race. Looking at both, as we move into the objective phase, both of these teams here, it looks like with Vala being an excellent racer, will be matched by the Greymane, but Artemis with amateur opponent, I think puts the red team with a slight race advantage for PSISTORM. We'll see how that comes into play, as both teams just willing to stay on their own side of the map here, as this objective spawns in about 5 seconds here. Both teams ready. They've they've gone back to base to have full health and mana. And Smoke will get things started doing the first damage to the Immortal, using that amateur opponent to deal extra damage. The blue team looks to be here, wanting to start on the defense, as Johanna gets a big blind. Ooh, and finds a Muradin, and Anduin is forced to use that leap of faith to pull Muradin to safety here. The red team has been successfully warded off, as the blue team now looks to send Vala to get to work on their Immortal at the top. Johanna here in a defensive position, blinding Smoke. Gul'dan looking to also throw this. So it looks like blue team wants to have 4 defense and 1 Vala on the top. Oof, big condemn there. Ooh, and Muradin will fall with the CC and the damage from Deckard Cain coming out. That being said, the blue team continuing the aggression here as Smoke begins to drop low. Oof, and that's a 2 for none in favor of the blue team. Vala has already taken this Immortal to halftime, dealing more than 7,000 damage all by herself, as the blue team has just dealt only a little bit here. Or the red team, excuse me. Vala taking this time to clear some of the wave as the blue team finishes off what's left of this red Immortal. Only Kael'thas currently for the red team working on the blue Immortal. Greymane will, Anduin and Muradin will join, but it's too little, too late, as red team takes a fairly healthy objective number 1. Experience about even, and 2 kills in favor of the blue team. We'll see what they can accomplish here as this Immortal goes top. And Sonya's already in the bottom lane. Big root from Deckard Cain, finding 2. Anduin again using that Yeet of Faith, perfectly timed there. As this 75% healthy Immortal begins to work on the wall for the red team. Ooh. Big poison damage from Gul'dan, as the Living Bomb does lots of work and is making Ashcan think twice about stepping up. Ashcan extremely low here. Johanna rooted, but will use her Iron Skin to get out. The wall has now fallen for the blue team. The blue team has knocked the red team's wall, excuse me here, as this Immortal is doing a significant amount of damage to this top fort. It looks like the first structure will fall in favor of Artemis. As PSISTORM will clean up this Immortal just after their building has fallen. As we look quickly to the bottom lane, Artemis and Sonya both looking pretty low, looking to see what they can make happen. Sonya spinning, she'll heal herself right up on this wave, as blue team takes the opportunity to clear this top siege camp. Johanna doing some warding in this lane here as she holds the ground for the blue team. So, looking at things are going, just a quick note on quests. Kael'thas currently with 7 globes on his level 1 quest, looking for that big shield. Vala with 5 stacks on her Hungering Arrow quest. And Johanna still seeking out the beautiful Subdue quest. Okay, blue team's looking up to take this bottom camp. Johanna steps up, but is forced to back off as she's realizing there's not quite enough damage there to follow up. Artemis looking to ward the team here. Kael'thas has done quite a bit of damage to this shrine. Oof, and as I said that he's done damage to Johanna and Davala, who both fall simultaneously. And now this game is tied up 2-2 kills. But during all of that, we have Sonya with a siege camp pushing on this top keep wall. This catapult is struggling to get into position as it very slowly rounds the corner there and begins shooting as well. Red team will all respond to clear that out. We're seeing pings on the map for the blue team to take their own siege camp, wanting to get that counter pressure as they're on the Immortal. Gul'dan and Deckard Cain will clear out this wave as Muradin is all alone on the bottom, forced to soak this wave. Both teams, as expected, are just clearing out these bruiser camps, and we'll get them about the same time, both right before this Immortal pops. Wow, within 3 seconds. And now as the objective spawns, we'll see how the things will play out. Red team with a slight heroic advantage. Not able to capitalize off that, but both teams will be very even here. Sans structure differences on this Immortal race and damage. Wow, as we approach halftime, both teams almost exactly equal here. 1,000 damage separating the two. We have 2 kills apart, both 10, almost identical experience. The only difference really separating these two teams in this game is the fact that blue team has found that early structure advantage. Big suppression pulse from Artemis to blind the red team. Oh, as the light bomb drops onto the Muradin, he's slept by the Deckard Cain, but as a team fight goes out, Anduin will fall to Gul'dan. A big fear splitting up the entire red team as the blue team is going to finish off this Immortal. And we'll have a half shield Immortal for the blue team once again going into this bottom lane. Red team's looking here to aggress as Muradin steps up but is going to fall to his death, and Artemis will probably follow. Kael'thas better watch out with 86 health as he walks away very carefully. So red team thought they might have an opportunity there to grab a couple of kills before this objective spawns, but they will pay for it as now it is 5-2 in the kill count. And this Immortal is walking towards this fort, which will most likely fall, leaving structures 2-4 here, as Sonya and Gul'dan together are able to clear the camp pressure top lane. Johanna's letting her team know that she has Blessed Shield ready. She's looking for an engage. Well, Blessed Shield be ready in 14 seconds, rather. Muradin steps up again and is stunned, rooted by the Deckard Cain. Muradin looking for that damage, but just can't quite find it here, as this Immortal is making short work of this keep wall, and now we have a no shields Immortal working on this bottom keep. Red team with a slow and steady push here as they're just using these objectives to gain a lot of ground. Ooh, we got Johanna stepping into the back line, getting a big shield, big stun. Ooh, but passing the bomb to her team as she will fall. Gul'dan, now the mage, forced to walk away with double-digit health. As this Immortal takes this keep, it will fall, though, at the foot of the core, and blue team will walk off with a pretty strong lead now, with a keep being taken down for them. They'll be in a commanding position moving into this next phase of the game as we enter the mid-game here with the blue team about to hit their level 13 talent, and red team looking to see if they can find themselves their first structure in probably the form of the top fort. Red team has figured out where Sonya is and is following up. As a 4-man, they're going to engage in this camp. Blue team's going to back off, but Deckard finds a big root as the cursed bullet goes out onto Sonya. Sonya gets her spear in and starts the spinning. She's able to find a ton of damage, finding the Greyman and also finding the Kael'thas as Vala steps in to get a little bit more to the extra of that damage. Ooh, she got low, but was able to find 2 more kills, as now the blue team, Artemis, has a 9-3 kill advantage and takes a 4-for-none trade here. At 10 minutes into this game, they're looking at a talent tier advantage, and while they did lose that camp, they have found 4 kills in the meantime. Muradin, all by himself, will be forced to soak this wave right at the keep wall, as Sonya continues to look around, seeing where she can find some value. Blue team will rush down here to the bottom siege count, looking to take this before it starts, and we'll see if they'll also have time to get to their bruiser camp as well. Red team will be forced to make sure they clear out these 2 catapults, because during that objective phase, those catapults will deal a ton of damage if left unchecked. Immortal spawning here in 5 seconds, as the blue team works their way up to begin work on their red Immortal here. They're neglecting to get their bruiser camp in favor of getting an early lead on this race here. done about 10,000 damage to the Immortal already as Muradin jumps in with the Light Bomb again. We've seen it before, but Deckard Cain counters with a big sleep. Kael'thas Pyroblast onto Vala, but she will be healthy enough to survive, not even opting for Gloom, as she just gets big old potions from Deckard Cain, and they'll find 4 for no kills as Sonya and Vala make quick work of the red team there. Taking a quick look at our damage here as the blue team continues their race. We have Gul'dan with 42,000 hero damage leading the game, while Kael'thas for the red team with 22,000. So Gul'dan getting lots of value after that corruption and poison. Gul'dan has gone Pursuit of Flame to go for less of that damage over time and more of that burst damage. And doing quite well. He's got 0 deaths and is leading in hero damage by a significant portion. And with that, the blue team will continue to wail away on this Immortal, which will fall, and a full shield Immortal will be walking down the top lane for our blue team here. Red team will be forced to respond. Do they want to get this single bruiser and his 2 dogs in the bottom lane, or will they put their defense up here at this top keep? Looks like Artemis will be sent to the bottom to clear up that bruiser camp, as the blue team, all together as 5, are looking to see if they can find this final building here that's still standing for the red team, other than the core, of course. This objective is begun. The Immortal has moved now to the wall. Big sword smash is going to knock down that gate, and the tower will fall as well. And still, this Immortal continues to walk towards this keep. Living bomb on the Immortal. Doesn't hit the heroes as Johanna steps up and takes quite a few tower shots. This Muradin looking pretty low, though, as Vala throws out a little bit of a zoning strafe as she's a little low. We'll pick up a potion to be healthy, and the Immortal will knock down this keep. Ooh, Living Bomb getting some good value there on a Johanna and Vala, as Vala again is forced to back up. Oh, but the combo of the Blessed Shield and the Stay a While and Listen is just so strong as the red team, as Artemis, Muradin, and Anduin will fall. Only Johanna falling there for the blue team as they now begin to attack this core with a no shield but still full health Immortal, and the core will fall, and this is game 1 in favor of the blue team. Artemis, blue team wins. Alrighty, we'll go now to our second game, which will be played on, if I can find it here as I look through all of my folders. We're going on to our second game, which will be played on Infernal Shrines. Maybe I have to quit the replay, and then we'll begin game 2 on Infernal Shrines. Good, an excellent game there from both teams, but Team Artemis finding that value early and able to really follow up here. As we jump into game 2, in this D West match, a replay cast, we have Seven playing Ana, Dark Horse playing Raynor, Ashken playing Kael'thas, Leoric played by Evernight, and Diablo played by Honestly for Team Artemis. Our winning team currently up 1-0. And our red team, with Valera now playing the Gul'dan, taking it away from Artemis, Xeno Ender playing Blaze, Ron on the Alexstrasza, Smoke playing Zool, and Cyan playing Deathwing. Interesting, we have Zool and Deathwing on the same team here. I wish I was able to watch this ban phase to know how that worked out. But we have game number 2 now on Infernal Shrines, as the winner of game 1 was our blue team here. Alrighty. Zool will opt to jump into that top lane to start things off. And the rest of the match will begin mid. Deathwing also flying, looking for that angle if he should be dropping down or finding something else to be doing. You can hear his roars in the background. We've got Ana and Blaze both making sure that there's no exciting bush action happening as Leoric goes to counter this Zool in the top lane. We'll see with the mage swap how this goes for our team here, as both teams will clear that mid wave and rotate down to the bottom. We're seeing blue team with a slightly faster lane clear advantage. Deathwing throwing out lots of this fire here on this bottom lane. Ooh, lots of damage going out of Ashkan here as we're seeing Valera here opting for the Echoed Corruption quest at level 1 rather than the Fell Flame stacking. At the 1 minute mark here, we see the siege camps come up for both teams, while Deathwing continues to soak the bottom lane. We have what looks like to be a 3-man rotation from Blaze, Valera, and Ron here. Ooh, with the Kael'thas and the Diablo damage, Blaze will fall. Red team now taking this opportunity to immediately rotate and pick up their own siege camp as Raynor clears off a couple of minions that were being a little pesky on the wall. We got both teams, as you can see here, opting to work on their siege camps. While in the top lane, we have Leoric and Zool kind of in a standoff. Well, Zool a little bit worse for wear. Being a little bit bullied by Evernight, played by Leoric here. As both teams get their siege camps about the same time, we'll see the red team focused on that top wave as both teams are going to look to clash in the bottom over this bottom siege camp. Red team stepping up. Oh, but just barely misses the channel as the camp will go in favor of the blue team. And red team needs to be working their way out, but instead they're going to find the Kael'thas there as Deathwing is able to just flame him down. Xeno Ender jumping in to see if he can get some damage on the Raynor. And they'll clear out this siege camp with very easily here, especially with Kael'thas being down. Red team here with a slight advantage is going to be rotating up to that. Ooh, but they're going to find big stun onto that Raynor as Alexstrasza able to finish him off. Excellent work there by Xeno Ender, finding a quick kill. So in game number 2, we have PSISTORM, who has found a little advantage here. About a half a level lead with 2 kills to 1. And this siege camp will be beginning to work on this mid wall. First objective will be the bottom lane here, as the red team wants to get that counter pressure with the Bruiser camp to push while they're working on clearing the shrine here. Zool's going to be looking to tap, realize he doesn't quite have one yet. He'll clear a few waves, as blue team not opting to get their own Bruiser, but will be set up early to begin this first shrine clear. All 5 members here showing here in this shrine, as they'll have about a 15 skeletal warrior minion advantage. Blaze throwing out some oil spill, just trying to get a beat on where the opponents are. Diablo anchoring in this bush, looking really scary. Zool wants to step up, but not sure that he can. Deathwing's going to fall, though, and that's the sign. All the red team going in. Big damage coming out. That living bomb getting so much value as it's being spread all throughout the ranks of PSISTORM here. Now it's the blue team's turn to be the aggressors as Diablo charges in, finds the Zool. Not able to finish it off as Raynor, though, does find that kill. So now it's been a 2 kills for none, and the blue team will get this Mortar Punisher to push in the bottom lane. But while all this was happening here in the top lane, the red team has got some value from this Bruiser camp. We'll see what continues to happen here. This Mortar Punisher, making short work of the wall, will continue to smack this final tower as it begins to set its sights on Gul'dan and Ron, who will probably be able to escape. But it looks like this bottom fort will fall. Leoric now clearing the bruises in the top lane. This Immortal just ignoring the fort as it works on this keep wall. Oh, smoke a little bit deep, gets found by the Diablo, rooted, oof, and will fall through the damage of that Raynor and Kael'thas, proving to be a very powerful duo as the blue team looks to grab the siege camp for PSISTORM. Diablo anchoring in this little corridor, but won't be able to do much as Deathwing decides to walk up. You can't flip or push him. Deathwing getting lots of value in that choke point, but the camp will go to Artemis. Risky play, but it paid off there as the red team is now down about a level and a half. PSISTORM will have their level 9, making quick progress towards level 10, as they'll look to take this neutral camp with Diablo, Ana, and Kael'thas. Red team a little bit spread thin as Zool in the top is looking to match Leoric, and Blaze and Alexstrasza and Gul'dan are looking to clear this wave mid. It looks like Artemis will also be able to get this 3rd siege camp. So lots of camp pressure coming out of this blue team. While they did miss that Bruiser, they have not neglected these siegers. Zool and Leoric, now as we peek up here in this top lane. Zool looking like the healthy one, and Leoric looking closer to death. But Leoric will just kind of steal some of that health from Zool, saying, thank you very much. Getting some pings from our blue team as they prepare for a team fight, as we will see them with a level 10 advantage. So going into this next shrine, we'll see if the red team can pick up their own heroic abilities before having to begin the fight. Blaze looks like he'll be going bottom to clear, as this camp timing from the blue team will allow it to push while the objective is running, as the red team will have to wait for another 45 seconds or so before they're able to pick up their own. Uncontested, Deathwing will start to do some damage on this wall. They're looking to even up this structure count and get themselves back on equal talent tiers. Ooh, Blaze tries to zoom away. Diablo shadow charges through the wall, finds him, but Blaze will be able to use his trait there to heal up and get away, as Kael'thas is looking to finish off Ron, but Xeno Ender will take a stun there for his teammate. In the top lane, Leoric finds Azul. So we've seen a little bit of another health swap. This Kael'thas Living Bomb is just doing so much damage, as Kael'thas finds a stun rather, and a bomb, and the Pyroblast will go out into Ron as the dragon is popped and will not fall. Blaze looking to Hearth, and Alexstrasza in that dragon form will Hearth as well, as the blue team makes their way to, again, get an early lead on this objective. Red team will opt again for their bruisers here, as Deathwing falls down and starts to take him. Red team now with their own heroic abilities. We'll see what they're looking to make happen. Oof, this is a scary bush to be walking into, Gul'dan, as Diablo takes him down, but that fear and that Zool ult will cause 2 deaths. As right now we're looking at a 2-for-2 trade. Deathwing chasing down Diablo. Diablo will make it through the corridors alive. Leoric looking to get his health back as he steals it from this Blaze, who finds a big stun on the Dark Horse. All the while, the objective is up. Leoric respawns from the grave. Blaze again having to Hearth, while this Bruiser camp was never even finished by our red team here. They'll opt to get some work on that, as the blue team gets another 15 minion lead on the shrine. Looks like the blue team will give this one up as they're down a talent tier. Zool in the bottom lane looking to clear. Blaze looking like he wants to clear out this mid lane as well. They've seen what happens when they walk into bushes that they're not in control of, as that Diablo looking for those great wall stuns. Red team's camp here will eventually need to be responded to, but while a frozen Punisher will make its way down middle. Deathwing will fall from the sky full health as John Cena jumps in, finds a Alexstrasza who's not able to make it into the bunker in time. Well played by Blaze, but Alexstrasza was just too frozen to make it into safety, as it looks like this fort is taking a ton of damage and will fall, as Artemis continues to seek to increase this structure advantage. Frozen Punisher doing a little bit of punchy on the Deathwing. Xeno Ender looking for a stun, but gets rooted. And Diablo will find a shadow charge against the wall. Blaze will fall. Look at the kill count. Very similar to last game, with 9 kills for Team Artemis and 4 for Team PSISTORM. As they're knocking down now this keep wall. But it looks like they won't get much more value, as the Punisher is falling quite low. Dark Horse looking to make some cheeky shots here under the Deathwing. As we take a moment here to look at quests, we're looking at Gul'dan at 28 stacks in his Echoed Corruption. Alexstrasza, Flame Buffet, or Flames of Fury, excuse me. She has got 14 stacks there, and Blaze on his Unstoppable quest has got 11 stacks. Meanwhile, the only stacking quest for our level 1 stacking quest for our blue team is Kael'thas's Regen Globe quest, Mana Addict, with 31. So having that shield, now just adding to his mana pool. Red team will now pick up their 13 talent tier, as they're having to force to clear these lanes a little bit. Blue team only having 1 lane on their side of the map. Looks like they'll opt to take their Bruiser camp and then clear this top lane. Lucky for the red team, the next objective will be top, which is their healthiest lane. So this will give them a great chance to find some way to come back into this game, possibly either finding value as they push in an opposite lane, as the blue team will all show on top lane. But it looks like they'll just be stuck clearing some of these waves. Bottom as a 5-stack, wanting to make sure that they respect that now 16 talent tier from our blue team. Seeing a little bit of a ring around the rosy as while red team goes bottom, blue team goes top and takes out that last fort for Team Artemis. And Team PSISTORM is now leaving the top lane, seeing if they can push in on this middle keep, which has been exposed with no wall. Deathwing, a little out of position, but that's no problem for Deathwing as he will zoom out of there using his Calamity. Cyan feeling relatively safe to clear as he's got so much armor. But he'll fly up into the air to make sure that he's completely ready to take this fight here on this top shrine. Blue team rotating around, looking to see if they can get some more damage as Deathwing is having to heal. We're seeing Zul and Gul'dan pulling up a little bit late, but we'll be there in time as Deathwing will also fall, and it looks like this attack will be pushed back. The minion wave is mostly clear. I think blue team is right to back up a little bit and not seek to push their luck a little just too much. Leoric and Zul both kind of matching as they kill the small things in order to push these waves out. Zul actually putting up some good pressure into this top lane as Team Artemis as a 4-man grabs this bottom siege camp. And now they'll be looking to move up, possibly finding a Zul on the way towards this shrine. Zul better be careful here as he's a little bit in a scary position. Kael'thas finds a big stun. Diablo with the wall bang. Raynor with the penetrating round. And Zul will fall. That is the 10th kill for Team Artemis here. As feeling very confident, they will take this bruiser camp before the red team can respond. Up 3 levels. Red team's looking like they want to engage, but instead they'll just get some free damage. Diablo looking for a stun. Won't quite find that wallbang as he walks away. While Leoric, during that little engage, has been getting them a shrine lead, as they now have 10. So every objective here has gone in favor of Team Artemis here, showing the power of getting started on the shrine immediately. As all 3 objectives, they've been there first and been able to get started clearing faster. Red team is grouped up in this middle lane, deciding that they're going to defend this at the keep wall, not wanting to push out as they're just now getting their 16 talent here. Leoric will continue to soak the bottom lane, as the blue team is opting to let this shrine phase extend as they continue to find their lead elsewhere. Very strategic play here, knowing that Diablo could kill one of these shrine minions at any time. The blue team is just going to be content to find value elsewhere, continue to push these lanes, create a threat, look to soak 20. They're looking to end off this Arcane Punisher in top lane. Now the blue team has decided that they are ready, clearing out this red siege camp. They'll send the Arcane Punisher top, and they'll meet it here at this keep wall. Blue team playing a very coordinated, strategic game in game number 2. Team Artemis looking like they've really practiced this, and like they're ready to run it down top. Arcane Punisher jumps over the wall into Blaze, who's popped his Unstoppable. Blaze looking to get a little bit of this flame started. This Arcane Punisher is falling quite quickly here, but the keep wall is down, and blue team is walking forward very close to their 20 talent tier. Deathwing now falling from the sky as John Cena takes this moment to jump on top. Cyan forced to back up, very frightened here. The buried alive onto Zul as Blaze looks into getting the stun and drops the bunker to save Zul. But Zul doesn't quite need it as Blaze is now the one in a little bit of trouble. Diablo finds a stun. John Cena jumps as Diablo flips him over. As the red team is forced to back up into their Hall of Storms to lick their wounds for a moment. As the Arcane Punisher looks to now start attacking the mid-keep. Blue team will change targets. The Punisher falls, but so will this mid-keep. Kael'thas a little bit out of position as his team has looked for other things, but excellent healing by 7 will allow his this Kael'thas to live. Cyan flying, still trying to kill this Kael'thas, but Raynor steps up and says, not on my watch, and Deathwing falls as Diablo, the scary Godzilla, chases Ron on Alexstrasza out of the way. A little bit of a scrappy fight here as Anna continuing to put out incredible healing, coupled with Kael'thas's level 1 shield quest, will not fall. Alexstrasza has escaped all the way, but will be hearthing back in time, but will it be enough? As Xeno Ender escapes barely with his life, the red team's looking to put up a defense here as the core starts to take permanent damage. Blaze drops the bunker. Diablo has been shrunk. Big root from Zool. Blaze looking for a stun, but he will fall, and that living bomb gets past a smoke. Who will survive? But it looks to me like this red core is going to fall as GG's come out from Team PSISTORM as Artemis takes this game 2-0 as they continue to be your number 1 seed in D West. Excellent game overall. We'll go to a post-game summary here. Overall, great play by both of these teams. Looking at the damage, we have Kael'thas, Ashcan really leading out here with 46,000 damage, followed by Raynor with 36,000. Both games, Ashcan played. Great mage play, whether Gul'dan or Kael'thas, leading the team and leading the game in damage. Excellent play overall. You can see we saw some great heals coming out of this Ana with 51,000. 7. I didn't check before, but has been one of the few players to be a deathless player in NGS. So looks like they want to continue that streak here. Great play from both of these D West teams, but Team Artemis showing why they're the top of their division. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a fun cast, and I'll be casting later this evening with Taco. So we'll see you all then.